CeeDee Lamb didn't just speak for himself, he spoke for the entire Dallas Cowboys locker room when he addressed the ongoing contract situation involving Micah Parsons. And what he said wasn't just teammate talk. It was a statement, a message, a call to action. In Cowboys Nation, it's time to pay attention. In a moment of raw honesty during training camp, Lamb said, "I want what's best for Micah. That's my guy, and I want him here for the long haul. He's part of this. He is the identity of our defense." That simple statement echoed far beyond the media scrum. It hit at the heart of what makes this team tick and what could either make or break the Cowboys in the 2025 season. CeeDee's not just a receiver anymore. He's the face of the offense, a top 5 wideout in the NFL, and one of the emotional engines of this franchise. And when your leader on one side of the ball goes public with support for the leader on the other side, that says something. It says this team has each other's backs. It says this locker room isn't fractured, it's unified. But let's be real. This isn't just about friendship. It's about respect. Micah Parsons has earned it. 3-time All-Pro, game wrecker, tone setter. And now he's stepping into the most important offseason of his career, waiting for the front office to make a move that fans have been demanding for over a year. Lock him in. Long-term. Big-time money. Elite player, elite contract. And yet, silence. That silence is exactly what made CeeDee's words so powerful. He broke the quiet. He reminded everyone watching that the Cowboys are not just a business. They're a team, a culture, a brotherhood. And when one of your brothers is left waiting, others will speak up. What's fascinating is how this moment highlights a real shift in leadership inside the Cowboys locker room. A few years ago, this kind of statement might have felt risky. Players didn't always go public with internal issues. But this new generation of Cowboys isn't afraid to speak their truth. And that could be the best thing for the franchise. Because this is a different Dallas team. They're younger. They're more connected. They're hungrier. And with Brian Schottenheimer now fully at the helm, there's a renewed energy, a different rhythm at camp, and an expectation that this year isn't about building or growing, it's about winning, right now. And let's not ignore how this impacts the fan base. Cowboys Nation has watched the front office drag its feet too many times in the past, DeMarcus Lawrence, Dak Prescott, even CeeDee himself. But this time, the pressure isn't just from outside the building, it's coming from within. And that makes all the difference. When your WR1 publicly campaigns for your all-pro linebacker, that's not noise, that's a movement. That's a locker room rallying together, demanding that management match their urgency, their hunger, their fire. So here's the question for all of you watching and listening. Do you think CeeDee was right to speak out? Do you believe the Cowboys front office will finally get the message? Drop your take in the comments right now. Should Dallas go all in on Micah Parsons before the season starts? Or do you think the Jones family is still playing a dangerous waiting game? Hit that like button if you stand with CeeDee and Micah. Subscribe to Dallas Insider for exclusive updates and reactions straight from Oxnard. We've got more coming in Chapter 2. And trust me, it only gets better from here.
The Dallas Cowboys have always been a storied franchise, a team with legacy, with pride, with pressure. And part of that pressure has always been internal, the expectation that players will do their job, keep quiet, and let the front office handle contracts behind closed doors. But 2025? This team isn't playing by the old rules anymore. And the voice leading that charge? CeeDee Lamb. What we're witnessing isn't just a player standing up for his teammate. It's a cultural shift. It's the beginning of a new era of Cowboys leadership. The kind where star players speak out, not just with their stats, but with their stance. Where chemistry matters, where loyalty matters, and where unity in the locker room translates to accountability in the front office. For years, Dallas has operated with a slow play strategy in contract talks. They want value, leverage, timing. And yes, in some cases, it's worked. But in others, it's cost them dearly. Just look back at the drama with Ezekiel Elliott's holdout, the drawn-out negotiation with Dak Prescott, even the long wait to get CeeDee's own deal finalized. It's a pattern. And now, Micah Parsons is next in line. But this time, the silence from the front office is being drowned out by noise inside the building, and that's powerful. It's not just CeeDee anymore. According to reports out of camp, multiple veterans have echoed similar sentiments off the record. They know what Micah brings. He's the one flying to the ball on every down. He's the one drawing double teams, freeing up others to make plays. He's the heartbeat of Dan Quinn's defensive identity, an identity that the team refuses to let go of even after Quinn's departure to Washington. Micah isn't just a defensive anchor. He's a symbol of how far this team has come and how far they want to go. Brian Schottenheimer has talked endlessly this offseason about player empowerment, about building trust, about communication and unity. Well, this is where that trust is tested. The players are speaking. Will the front office listen? Jerry Jones has always been a showman. He knows how to grab headlines. But in recent years, Stephen Jones has taken more control of the financial side, and with that comes a colder, more calculated approach. That's business. But football is still football. And if you want to win now, sometimes you have to invest not just in production, but in people. That's what this comes down to. Not just numbers, but belief. A belief that your star players are worth the commitment, that they represent something bigger than cap space or spreadsheet math. That when someone like CeeDee Lamb stands up and says, "This guy matters," the front office responds with action, not delay. And what message would it send to the rest of the locker room if Dallas did right by Micah? It would say, "We reward greatness." It would say, "We don't wait until the market gets messy." It would say, "We trust our guys." Because if you're not careful, delays become distractions, and distractions derail seasons. This 2025 Cowboys team is too talented to let that happen. With weapons like CeeDee and George Pickens on the outside, Tony Pollard finally looking fully healthy, Tyler Smith anchoring the offensive line, and a defense that still has Deron Bland patrolling the secondary, Dallas has all the pieces. They just need to keep them in sync. And that starts by making sure the face of your defense feels secure, respected, and committed long-term. So here's the next question for you, Cowboys Nation. How much does leadership within the team matter when it comes to front office decisions? Do you think the unity we're seeing in the locker room will finally force the Joneses to act? Let us know in the comments. Do you believe this team is entering a new era of accountability from top to bottom? Or do you think the old habits of hesitation will continue to haunt them? If you love seeing this team grow into a tighter, tougher unit, smash that like button. Subscribe to Dallas Insider so you don't miss the next chapter, where we dive into what's really at stake for Micah and for the Cowboys defense if this contract saga drags on.
As the 2025 season draws near, the Dallas Cowboys find themselves on the edge of a defining moment. Not just for this year, but for the identity of the franchise moving forward. At the heart of it all is the Micah Parsons contract situation. It's no longer just about dollars, it's about direction. It's about the type of organization the Cowboys want to be and the legacy they want to leave. When your stars speak, you listen. CeeDee Lamb has made that clear. His recent comments weren't subtle, they were strategic. CeeDee is no longer just a playmaker, he's becoming a voice of reason and leadership. And when he puts pressure on the front office to pay Micah, he's not just advocating for a teammate, he's protecting the competitive future of the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons is a generational talent. Few players in the NFL command the kind of attention he does on every snap. He alters game plans. He forces offenses to adjust before the ball is even snapped. He is, without question, the foundation of this defense, and the player whose presence elevates everyone around him. The front office knows this. Jerry and Stephen Jones know it. The coaching staff knows it. The fans certainly know it. So why the delay? The Jones family has always played the long game. They want control. They want leverage. But this time, waiting too long could cost them more than just money. It could cost them unity. You have CeeDee Lamb, one of the most valuable offensive weapons in the league, going public in support of Micah. You have Deron Bland, quiet but respected, backing his teammates in private. Even newcomers like George Pickens are buying into the culture, feeding off the energy and momentum that players like Micah generate in practice every single day. And here's the kicker. This kind of locker room chemistry doesn't grow on trees. It has to be protected, nurtured, respected. You break that by mishandling contracts. You lose trust. And once trust is broken, seasons unravel fast. Just ask the 2023 Chargers or 2021 Seahawks. Drama outside the locker room eventually leaks in. That's why this moment matters so much. The Cowboys have all the ingredients of a contender. An elite WR duo in Lamb and Pickens, a versatile running game led by Tony Pollard and emerging rookie Jaden Blue, an offensive line that's tough, young, and hungry, and a defense built around the unique disruption of Micah Parsons. But chemistry is what turns potential into rings. It's what separates teams that fizzle out in December from those still standing in February. So, what happens if the front office stalls? If negotiations with Micah stretch deep into the season? We've seen what that looks like. It leads to distractions, the media swarm, questions in every press conference, players checking their phones more than their playbooks, and worst of all, it can divide a team that was once united. But here's the good news, Cowboys Nation. This team is stronger than it's been in years. CeeDee's leadership, Micah's work ethic, Schottenheimer's balanced modern approach, the maturity of Dak Prescott, the emergence of young studs like Tyler Smith and Jaden Blue. All signs point to a team that wants it all, not just for the cameras, but in the trenches. So if there was ever a time for Jerry and Stephen Jones to break the cycle and act before the market forces their hand, it's now. Lock Micah up. Send a message to the locker room. Protect the bond that's building in this camp. Show the league that Dallas doesn't just draft stars, they keep them. Cowboys fans, we want to hear from you. Do you think this team can reach its full potential if Micah's deal gets done before the regular season begins? Or are you worried the same old front office patterns will hold this roster back? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like if you believe in the future of this team, and don't forget to subscribe to Dallas Insider. We'll be here every step of the way, bringing you the inside edge on every bold move, every locker room vibe, and every game-changing headline from your Dallas Cowboys.